Hey everyone,
Hi.
I'm Charles,
I'm Chelsea.
and welcome to 10 Questions with Charles and Chelsea. Alright, so these are questions written by you and answered by us out of our supreme benevolence. You can send your questions to CLSquaredProductions@gmail.com.
Gmail.
Alright, are we doing a commercial now?
Yes.
Okay.
Abilify.
Yeah. All right. So that'll just be our thing. Is we're just going to talk about symptoms.
Yes.
And side
Death.
effects. Yes.
Question 1.
All right. Question 1. Do you feel let down when you finish production? I wouldn't say let down, but there's definitely not like a sadness that comes when it's like, wow, that was fun to do, and now it's done, and we have to move on to the next thing. Yeah.
Well, there's always something next. That's the thing. And there's always that moment of like, holy shit, we did this.
Yeah.
Which is very nice. But there's a little bit of like post-show withdrawal.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I remember when we finished the first season of Demon Hunter, and it was like, well, I think that's what became like really good friends, because we were like, oh, we don't have any more of this to do anymore.
Well, move.
Let's hang out.
Let's be friends.
Yeah, because it was like we had spent like 8 months like hanging out and doing this thing together, and then it was like, all right, well, now let's hang out. Now we don't have to.
No, we don't have to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's definitely like a kind of like, aw, when something's done. Unless you had a really shitty experience, then it's like, oh my god, this is so great, I'm glad.
Been there, sadly.
Yeah, so have I. But yeah, so, yeah, I mean, and even sometimes when I'll finish a script or something, or like I finished the recent Allison prequel script, and I've been working on that thing. I can't say I've been working on it since 2015, because I haven't really, but I wrote 2 scenes from it in 2015.
Right.
And had those laying around. And then maybe around 2017 is when I really started working on it. But it's like, 3 years, and I finally finished it up, and I was like, huh, okay. Well, that was a thing that I kind of, would focus a lot of my energy on, and now it's finished, and now I have to focus my energy on the next thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I mean, there's a little bit of withdrawal on any sort of project.
At least there's always something coming.
Yeah. All right, Question 2, Chelsea, you said you wanted to do a production where Charles was Jafar. She didn't say she wanted to do a production, she said she would cast me as Jafar.
That's true.
Who would be Aladdin, Jasmine, and Genie?
Well, I think you just have to resurrect Robin Williams, because he is the only Genie. And I really like the original, I don't remember their names, so forgive me. I like the original Aladdin and Jasmine from Broadway. Just bring them back. Because they were awesome.
They're probably 15 years older or something.
No, the show just opened 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, less than that.
All right. 3. Does your work ever get in the way of your outside relationships with friends, family, and loved ones? What outside relationships?
What are you talking about?
I don't know what this concept is.
Yeah.
I don't get to meet people who are in this industry anymore.
Yeah, I know. If I'm not on the set, I'm in a theater, and I haven't seen my parents in a long time.
Yeah,
and we're really close.
Yeah, I think once you dedicate yourself to any sort of thing, the people you see at all times are just, the people in this industry. It's not like say when you work at Barnes and Noble. Well, when I worked at Barnes and Noble, at least. I couldn't wait to get the fuck away from these people. After my shift was over.
Then you get outside friends.
Yeah, when you work, that's the thing. This is not like a job. This is a career. And in a career, you're surrounded constantly by people in your own profession. Yeah, so I don't have outside relationships besides this. 4. Charles, do you still?
I thought we were on 3. No, we're on 4.
That was
wrong.
Yeah, Charles, do you still hate being a producer? I don't. Actually, I really don't. I hated it during Teresa and Allison. And, the beginning of Demon Hunter, I was still kind of in that, headspace where it was just a miserable experience for me. But I've come to actually enjoy it.
Good for you.
It's a shit ton of hard work. But I'm really good at it. And it's working, I think it definitely had to do with the people I was working with more than anything.
Right.
But yeah, no, I've been very happy, doing it. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress, and it's a lot of us, arguments and blah blah blah. But it's actually become rewarding, and it took a while for it to do that. But yeah, at first I was so miserable when I was doing it.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, but no, that's definitely improved. How do you feel about it, Chelsea?
No comment.
Okay, so I guess you don't like it.
No comment.
Okay.
Pass.
Question 5. I have an idea. I want it to be a film. How do I get started? Maybe write it?
Yeah, you should write it.
Or talk to a writer?
Yes.
Do one of those things, because just having an idea isn't...
Don't email it to us.
Yeah, no, especially don't do that. Unless you're gonna email it with a large sum of money.
Yes.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, if you have an idea, write it. And then go from there. Okay. Question 6. Rob Zombie and Quentin Tarantino have become known for resurrecting the acting careers of previously forgotten actors and making them popular again. Is there any previously forgotten actors you would love to put into your stuff? Not particularly. I mean, there's people that I look at and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have them act for me, but there's no one like with
There's
what...
no one that screams.
Yeah, well, what Tarantino and Rob Zombie did was they took people who no one had really seen in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like John Travolta wasn't really working anymore. And Bill Moseley wasn't, most people knew him from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, too, and then that's it. And then suddenly they have, a great careers now because of working for Rob Zombie or Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that much nostalgia for things.
No.
So it's not like I'm like thinking, ooh, I really need to get this person from a movie I saw like when I was 10.
Right. Lots of dead people maybe, but no one who we could just like bring back who hasn't had a career in 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely there's genre people that we want, but most of those people are the people who got their careers resurrected from Quentin Tarantino and Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't really name anybody. Question 7. In the place where you normally do these, there are a ton of cool pictures on the wall. Oh, there we go. Like I hadn't seen them before. I'm not sure if this is Charles's place or Chelsea's place or third party, but where do you get all those? Mostly conventions. Those are given, basically, person who gets those works for a kind of cool, geeky women's clothing thing called Little Petal. And she gets all of these at various conventions.
Huzzah.
Yeah. We don't, I don't really get any because we've only been on the conventions for 1
1 year.
Yeah, for 1 year, and those things were expensive. So, but we did get the cool serial killer dress though from you.
I do have a cool serial killer dress.
Yeah.
You'll see it when it's warmer out.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
But yeah, that's where those are from. They're from conventions. 8. Does it ever bother you how much violence is in your work? Yes, it bothers me so much I put more of it in there.
Yes. Shut up. Question 9.
Yeah, I don't even get what that question would be. Why would if it really bothered me, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's things that like if I really morally opposed to something, I like
You don't write it.
Yeah, all of my it'd be like if all of my dialogue was just nonstop racial slurs, and I was like, oh my god, this is so offensive. I'm going to keep writing it. No,
there's always stuff that our actors feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Question 9. What decade do you think made the best movies? Well, you can answer this one. I already have my answer.
I don't know.
Okay, 70s.
I was going to say the 70s.
Yeah, 70s. Now you copied me.
I did copy.
Don't copy me, Swiss guy.
I just watched the original Wicker Man for the first time and I really enjoyed it. So.
I love the original Wicker Man.
Yeah.
It's so fucking great. It's one of my favorite musicals. And it is a musical. People won't tell you it's a musical, but the Wicker Man is a fucking musical.
And on that tree there was a limb, and on that limb there was a branch, and on that branch there was a nest, and in that nest there was an egg.
And there's no Nicolas Cage ranting about bees.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!
So, you should definitely check. My eyes, the bees!
Oh, my eyes!
On Netflix. No.
Yes, definitely check it out. I love the fucking original Wicker Man.
Yeah.
I love the original Last House on the Left.
Yes.
Which I don't say because my dad's in it.
It's just a good film.
Yeah, it's a good film. And remember, back when I was a teenager, my dad and I weren't getting along. I liked it despite him being in it. Mm-hmm. And then eventually we,
made amends.
Yeah, but still, like...
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. He hated it. But I love that. Like, there's just so much cool stuff that came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I think, like, a lot of... even if you watched Teresa and Allison, the whole feel of it and tone is basically based. I think you're probably out of the camera if you mean like that. Yeah. So, but you know, the whole tone of it is based on film from the 70s. So yeah, there's just so much cool stuff from the 70s. And question 10: have you guys ever written drunk?
Yeah.
I have not. I'm actually usually very sober.
I have written drunk. Sometimes I journal only when I'm drunk. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't write when I'm drunk. When I'm drunk, I can't type. I can't fucking spell. It would bother the hell out of me. That, like, you know, I've written, like, the most I've written on, like, Facebook when I was drunk.
In drunk.
Yes, in drunk. It's a special language.
It's a musical.
And all you have to do is drink, 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 drink.
But yeah, so that was our 10 questions.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
All right, and you have any further questions? Then fuck you! No. If you have any further questions, then write CLSquared Productions.
Cracks himself up at gmail.com.
And see you later. Bye.
Don't die of corona.
I got some economic hawks, a gin and tonic on the rocks, where angels fear to tread. I say, choose your booze, let's hit the red eye. Think of young Diana Durbin and how she sung on rum and bourbon, or enhance your luncheon hour with a planter's punch and a whiskey sour. If you feel like a wreck, try a horse's neck or a sherry with a cherry in the new finest size. If you don't name your poison, I'll have to get the boys in. The spirit of adventure opens one's eyes.